The day I waited 6 hours in a hospital corridor, I understood who loved me and who only loved what I could provide. My name is Margaret Hale. For 40 years, my name carried weight. Banks returned my calls. Boards listened when I spoke. My signature closed deals that shaped cities. After my divorce, people assumed I would soften. Instead, I became sharper. I built a real estate development firm in Denver from almost nothing. I learned zoning laws like survival maps. I learned how to smile while being underestimated. And I learned how to replace absence with achievement. I had 3 children watching me. Eleanor, my eldest, learned presentation before compassion. She curated her life like a brand, friends, home, even marriage chosen for how it looked from the outside. James, my middle child, learned strategy. He spoke carefully, moved cautiously, and never entered a room without calculating leverage. And then there was Peter. Peter became a hospice nurse. He earned less in a year than Eleanor spent on vacations. He drove an old car, rented a modest apartment, and carried other people's grief home with him every night. The family never mocked him openly. But silence can disapprove louder than words. I paid for everything. College debts vanished. Mortgages became lighter. Problems dissolved the moment they reached me. I told myself I was being a good mother. What I didn't realize was that I was training them. I taught Eleanor that discomfort was unacceptable. I taught James that vulnerability was risk. And I taught Peter, without meaning to, that love didn't need permission. The fracture came quietly. A minor stroke. Not enough to disable me, but enough to scare me. The hospital room smelled like antiseptic and reality. Doctors spoke gently. Nurses spoke honestly. And for the first time in decades, I couldn't solve anything. I called Eleanor first. She answered on the 3rd ring, distracted. "Mom, I'm in meetings all day. Is this urgent?" I told her where I was. "Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do." She never came. James called back that evening. "I'll arrange a private nurse if needed," he said. "I'm out of state, but I'll handle logistics." He sent money. Peter arrived without being called. He sat beside my bed, held my hand, and didn't speak until I did. He stayed through the night. He argued with staff when they dismissed my pain. He helped me walk when my legs trembled. On day 3, visiting hours ended. Peter stayed anyway. After discharge, the truth followed me home. My house felt enormous, empty in ways space couldn't explain. I made a decision that terrified me. I stopped being powerful. I handed operational control of my firm to my deputy. I froze personal transfers. I canceled appearances. Then I told my children I had suffered complications and might not be able to live independently for a while. I asked nothing. I waited. Eleanor suggested an assisted living facility. Temporary, she said, already researching reputations. James proposed rotating professional care. Emotionally safer for everyone. Peter packed a bag. "You can stay with me," he said. "It won't be perfect, but you won't be alone." I tested nothing further. Because I already knew. Living with Peter was humbling. He worked long shifts. I cooked when I could. We talked at night. He never asked about inheritance. Never mentioned money. Never acted like my presence was a burden. One evening, Eleanor visited. She looked uncomfortable in the small space. She didn't sit. "I didn't realize it was this bad," she said, not looking at me. James came later, standing near the door, checking his phone. That was when I understood. Love isn't revealed by crisis alone. It's revealed by who adjusts their life for you. Weeks later, I rewrote everything. Not in anger. In clarity. Eleanor and James were not punished. They were required to participate. Volunteering. Caregiving hours. Time. Peter declined any increase. "I already have enough," he said. I stayed with him longer than necessary. Because strength had taught me nothing. Weakness taught me everything. I did not lose my children. But I learned who they were without my shadow protecting them. And I learned this. Power can open doors. Money can remove obstacles. But only kindness shows up when there is nothing to gain.